Welcome back. How are we doing? Today is an exciting one. It is the new season, and I have been waiting not so patiently for this, and there is a lot to it. So, first thing that I want to look at is going to be back to the Inside Out season. And, I mean, pretty our standard rewards throughout, plus the cases, which brings back pretty much the Grace of Perun for the most part. So, SP tank. We have the HKXM86, the RPL, as well as the FN Scar, which is huge. Super excited for that. Love to see it. Excited that it's back, and hopefully I get a chance. I only need like one more SBA tank from those Grace Perun crates we did get. Plus we have like the silencer in there and stuff like that. That's exciting. You have your act tickets, skins, a new knife, which endgame isn't a new one. It's just a reskin, unfortunately. More act tickets. Then we do have a forgotten luggage, which find on pickup, it's a stash, so we usually see a stash in there. We do get the breacher this time around, which is exciting. Love to see that. It is a nice little shotgun. And then we have a set of decor. We have the Grenader exoskeleton, which is a nice little suit there. It is going to be a combo. It looks super cool, actually. Not horrible stats, but it is a veteran, so not the greatest thing in the world, but happy to see it. We do have the ALK-22 Dragonfly, which is interesting because I think this was in some of the crates or some of our crates from last season, so not a big deal. More act tickets. We do have the Phantom Scream container, which is just paints and armors. This is the one that I'm excited for, is the MK-47 Mutant. So one thing is, this is truly one of my favorite guns of all time. We are getting a new drum mag. I don't know where it's at yet, so I'm excited that we do get a drum mag for it, but we can put different mags into it as well, which increases it up to a 40 and then to a 70. But this is a gun that I actually personally looked at getting in real life. It is one of my favorite ones. It's also the main one I played with in Stalcraft, or not Stalcraft, sorry, Tarkov. It is truly just a beautiful gun in itself, and I'm super excited to get a chance to get that, so I will be hitting 500 as fast as possible. We have Insight, which is our season currency this time around. If we go look at the shop, you have your first starter pack, which includes 10 season levels as well, plus a couple weapon paints and skin paints or suit paints, plus 7 days of premium. When we look in here, it's just a couple different actual motifs for weapons and things like that. If we go into our equipment, what are we seeing in here? So we do have the SIG Sniper, the Scar L, Glock C, or Glock 18C, APS, and then this one is going to be until the end of Act 1, which it is still technically Act 1. We do have the Fog Hunter and the CBD-3. Under cosmetics, nothing too crazy. These are all exactly the same, except for these two here, the Saturn, and then the VSSM Vintras Vintage, which actually looks really sweet. I like that a lot. None other than that. Those are our two new ones. Case-wise, I don't think these changed too crazy much here. Pretty much all the same from what I can tell off the rip, except for the 308 has been removed from it and is now, yep, 308's not in here, so we just have the HK and the Tavor, as well as the CD4. If we look at this one here, going to be pretty much identical. Seems like there's a little bit less items in here, but overall the same. Still the 308 mag, the 7.62, yada yada yada. Under our basic crate, it is couple less things up here, but you can still pull the Tonga and the Fog Hunter, shotgun, and the Hurricane, and as well as the improvised hazmat suit. Other than that, that is all we have. When we look at our things here, these are all the exact same prices as they have been in the past. 100 to 5 or 700 to 1,000 to 1,500. So nothing crazy there. Other than that, I don't think we had any other changes across that side of things. Let's pull up our Steam and let's go over some patch notes here. So if we take a look, first one is going over our actual season rewards here, going in detail of each reward you can get and unlock, going over that, going over the Act 1 tickets prices. They have been updated. I'm guessing, I thought the rares were 500, but now they are 700, so I think that's the change overall. They were saying that they changed the amount of anomalous and unstable batteries and anomalous serums have been updated, but we could only buy 25 last time, so I don't quite understand where they're coming at with that, but not a big deal. Transferable gear. The contents of the tactical and elite cases have been updated. The contents of basic case remains the same. All gear from these cases then put on your character, transferable to another, or should be sold. Oh, are they saying you can... anything that's in those you can put on your character, transferred to another, or sold through the auction after they've been put on? Is that... am I understanding that right? I feel like that isn't how that's supposed to work. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but contents of the tactical and elite have been updated. The contents of the basic remained unchanged. All gear from these crates can be put on your character, transferred to another character, or sold through the auction. That's interesting. I actually like that. And that goes over the actual contents. Then they have the new motifs, which we already covered, as well as the following items can be received with the purchase, which is, we covered that, which is the basic starter one. We covered season crates. The fragile beginnings, the temporal fragile beginnings quest line. New flora, fauna begin to appear in the zone. Strange plants, properties which have been only guessed about. And the superfast ticks. They appear out of nowhere. In a moment disappear into nothing. Residents chatter that the passageways to the mysterious inside out about to open. These events related. The answers should be sought from your old acquaintance, Dr. Sergei Suckoff. Hurry up, the quest is available after completing the tutorial and will only be available for 2 weeks, so you'll want to make sure you hurry up and get that done. We did see some changes to the southern locations, redesign the swamps and roadside. This makes me excited because my plan this season is to get my main character leveled up to 500 as fast as possible, so you'll probably see a video of me actually just farming that out quite a bit, so I can start a new character and run through all the changes that we've seen recently between loot changes as well as now all these big location changes that they're doing. I just want to see the southern zone again and enjoy that. So Adamant's HQ has been moved to the eastern side of the location. The passages to roadside locations have been redesigned. Safe zones have been received cosmetic edits. Meanwhile, roadside location has been completely redesigned. We have the picture here. I'm curious on what that all looks like, so it's kind of exciting. Some of the pictures of the redesign of the area, which these are super cool to see. I can't wait to actually go through and visit it. A PvP event has been added to roadside location. Previously, it was possible to participate only in the northern locations and outposts. The capture is available for players from all factions. When an outpost is captured, the owner of the outpost is determined by the following rules: bandits, covenant, and mercenaries capture an outpost as bandits. Stalker, rise, and frontier capture an outpost as stalkers. Southern quest update. In conjunction with the redesign of the swamps and roadside, a lot of the quests in the southern have undergone significant changes. In most cases, we have changed player routes to reduce the time spent traveling between key points in the quest. Some quests have undergone dramatic changes, while others have been replaced with brand new adventures. That makes me super excited, actually. Player routes in the southern story have been optimized and story missions have been slightly reworked. Cause riddles have been completely rewritten and simplified to make them more accessible and interesting to players. I love that. That was my biggest issue when I did my southern speed run, was doing cause riddles. I hate that quest. I'm excited to see it's changed, and I can't wait to figure it out as we go through it. Redefining the digger base. One of the key problems of the digger base is a common safe zone for two opposing factions in the central part of the scrapyard location, i.e. the most dangerous part of the location. Also in the safe zone was visually one of the most outdated. It was decided to split the digger base into separate bases for stalkers and separate for bandits. Now the digger base for bandits is located at Cole's Agro Complex and stalkers for the Black Willows location. I love that so much, because going out here, doing all of your quests, and then having to run back here and then run back again, it's going to be a beautiful change. A lot less time running and people being less griped about it overall. Digger base is no longer located underground and called Digger Hut for bandits and Digger Plot for stalkers. So those are, we're looking at our new ones. If a player has visited the digger base, they'll have an option to reappear at this safe zone. Since this is not the main safe zone, the player will only be able to buy consumables and charge devices to continue their journey further, but there's no access to personal storage at these bases. That's whatever. The Photon 2 and Garage safe zones were second in the updated grading. It was decided to completely redefine them to reflect the new visual styles of the Roadhouse location. Now the bandits side, there is a village school base, and on the stalker sides there is a fire station base. That's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Alright, for easier player navigation has been redesigned, trade NPC placements, quest NPC placements, and room geometry for more comfortable movement. That's really nice. The future plans for safe zones, after gathering feedback and completing other project, we'll be redesigning the following safe zones. The bar, safe zones of the northern factions. I can't wait for that one. The layout of some of these faction bases in the north are ridiculous and hard to find what you're looking for. We plan to improve the player experience by avoiding bunker-type safe zones altogether, giving a unique visual style for each functional NPC, adding new mechanics that will deepen the player interaction in a safe zone. And the one thing my recording cut out, and this is just going over why they changed what they did, and a lot of them were changing NPCs to being easier to find, changing the way they look, the signs around them, and then eventually adding a separate room for events. This way, everything that deals with that event for an NPC, a trader, a quest giver is all going to be in one decorated room, and that is super cool. I like the idea a lot. Quality of life added a impersonal progress bar for capturing an active outpost on the map description. I really like that. That looks a lot cleaner than having it up top. It's just a little bit nicer. The notification appears as follows for attackers when starting an event: to kill an outpost boss, for defenders as the start of the active outpost phase, active capture phase of an outpost, so a battle has begun in your location. We now get to see the penalty movement speed for weapons, so it'll now be finally shown here, as you can see in this movement speed spot, as I'm sure you've seen if you've opened up the game already. It'll also break it down in if you hover over your movement speed in game. This is the biggest quality of life that I have been wanting for so long. We can now use all when unpacking bags and crates. So one thing I've started doing to save up space is going through and unpacking all of my big ammo, all of my little ammo, your med bags, your med packs. I started unpacking them all because they take up so much room and don't stack. So being able just to click use all and not click wait, click wait, click wait, that is massive. Updated the functionality and interface of merchants. So now they will be in their orders as they should be, which I don't know why we didn't do this from the beginning, but I'm happy that it is there. Also, starting in the north, items that are crafted in the hideout have been added to the merchant's assortment. So, also starting in the north, items that are crafted in the hideout have been added to the merchant's assortment, so we can actually see all the different ammo types that can be crafted. These items cannot be bought from the merchant, but the player can now add crafting items to their trade packs for quick purchases. So if you're running easy mode ammo for your ash, for example, or if you're running thermal, explosive, radiation, all of those types, that's actually super cool to be able to see those. Plus we can finally add SBP into our trade packs. So that is a really good feature. Since these items cannot be bought, they can also be obtained using the use item from personal storage function, which in your trade packs, if you didn't know, you can select this and it'll pop up for you, which is nice. It is now possible to view item crafting from merchant menu when you right click on a crafted item. That's also really nice, so we can actually see what's required to craft them, level, materials, things like that. We now have the revision of night vision goggles, which I'm super excited for. So the nights in the exclusion zone have become much darker. The further the player moves north, the darker the night becomes. If you still do without a night vision goggle in the swamps, the further you can't go. Old night versus the new night, so much darker. That is, oh, look at that. Oh, I'm excited. The new night, all night vision goggles were massively redesigned. We tried to remove the problem of the past MVGs and making them where they're more enjoyable and comfortable. Oh, I love that. This is going to change the way that night is played. People are going to be questing more. They're going to be farming more at night. Among the nice things, the detector screen, the SN-2U legit, and the caster FN appearance screen on the FAMAS are now clearly visible with night vision switched on. I love this because I hate using... The only thing I don't see in there is the Buryat. I don't have the detector screens, so I'm hoping that the Buryat is included in that, because using night vision goggles with Buryats is horrendous and I hate it. Getting all night visions is only possible through the barter tree, which I noticed when I opened up my personal stash here. We do have the green, the purple, or the assault, and then the assault NVGs, which if we go and look at the barter tree... Oh, I'm looking at the sky. Let's go head over to the barter tree real quick. And let's go look at the other, is that under other tab? Barter category, other attachment? No. Other devices. There we go. So now you can see that you have green, white, and blue. They don't cost serums. They are 552,000 a piece. But we get the green ones, but we can do white and blue. So that'll be pretty nice to see. The last model of the end implies 3 varieties of colors. The choice between them is absolutely free, so the player can choose the option they feel more comfortable playing with. 2 conceptual NVGs have been added, broken NVGs and the scary NVD. They are designed primarily for media content creators, but not for the performance. Ooh. I'm excited for that. That gives me something to look forward to. Replacing of the models, you can see which one replaced with what, and then the names. All transferable NVG are converted to personal NVGs with assorted compensation, night vision, 2nd gen, which I pretty much only ran whatever was on my suit, so I never really worried about these anyways. So changes to armor barter branches. The development team decided to remove all worn and damaged versions of suits from the barter progression. In addition, the MIS-13 Lilolite, MS-16 Emerald, and MS-116 Emerald, MS-105 Topaz suits were removed from the progression as the scientist branch of suits. The Synth 4B armor suit was removed from the progression of combo armor. Now all suit branches are linear development in progress, except for the AH exoskeleton branch. These branches are, as before, starting branches of other armors, scientists for the AH, combo for the exco, etc. As part of the redesign, some of the armor styles have been moved to the last armor types from progression. So Master of the Snowstorm is Synth Armored 5, Blizzard Tamer, Centurion Armor, Master of the Winter is now Beast Slayer, Southern Signals, and Buriat craft changes. For those who haven't done their Buriat yet, you're gonna love this. And this made me happy because I'm still working on another character. So we went from 125 alpha to 50, 125 beta to 75. This one kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Gamma group 25 to 150, but you're doing so many things in the north that it's worth it. That it seems crappy, but it's actually a lot nicer farming it that way, in my opinion. Changes in crafting containers with weapon camouflage armor. So now it was 25 alphas, 5 betas was 15, now it's 10, and then gamma group is 15 instead of 5. There is some balance changes overall on weapons. I'm not going to go over each one. I'll let you guys kind of go through that and see. I'll have it linked in the description. I will not forget this time. It was brought up in my last one that I did one of these that was big that I forgot that, so I will leave that in there for you guys. Magazine change times, same thing, massive ones. Let's take a look at they don't have the 60 rounders in here, so I'm curious on aiming time went from -14 to -7, so it looks like we're getting some increased changes to magazines in the better versus the worst on some of them. Other ones are a little bit hit or miss. Overheat changes, so you're looking at some were increased, some were lowered. I'll let you guys kind of scroll through and check out your ones that you want to. The ability to quickly exit Hideout into the open world has been added. The exit leads to the location corresponding to the last visited zone. Interesting, I like that. Added the ability to remove all objects, extensions, decorations to laptop interface, as well as views the object characteristics and remaining extensions. That's nice. So people that are really into using your hideout and updating it and changing it the way it looks is now available for you. All bartered items can now be purchased for equipment merchant in the hideout according to the reputation level of desired equipment. I don't quite understand what they mean by that, but that's all right. In addition to additional extensions to the generator, you can now learn more about the mechanics of the hideout here. Increases the energy decay rate for artifacts from the hideout researcher. Now note that each extension has its own cleavage rate increased value when the generator is upgraded. The hideout researcher is also upgraded. It can be possible to increase a scientist's speed of energy decay. Hideout merchants are also affected by all boosts from faction bonuses and subdivision bonuses. Added the ability to charge devices in the inventory from hideout. Oh, for hideout energy. That's kind of nice. I don't like that. I usually spend money. I don't burn my energy, but whatever. You can now choose a spot to respawn in a hideout when you die. If you select this option, it will become a priority. It only works, and it also works vice versa. Outposts and quest locations will still have a highest priority of respawn locations. Add the ability to go to the hideout from regular map, not just the global map, and add a function to switch to the hideout from the map with the Q button. That's kind of nice, actually. I like that. Arsenal changes. They changed some reputational values on different items from 4 to 8, 8, 16, 14, 48, 6, and 24 for crates of parts, large merchant, common merchant, and small merchant. That's kind of nice. Some changes to safes as well. The following items have been added to all safes: advanced spare parts, advanced tools. I like to see that. Changes in armor characteristics. I'm going to let you guys go through these if you want to see them. I'm not going to read through all of them. There's a lot of changes there. And then you have the compensation for who bartered already for the final version of Master Armor during the last year. Due to the fact that some players will receive master versions of armor as paid of the basic compensation, the development team decided to compensate the barter of players deeming on the time of ownership and of the armor and the accordingly unlocked potential of Master Armor. So compensation in trade coins and serum compensation depending on when you had them from certain time points. Other changes and fixes: daily login rewards no longer have a limit after which they'll disappear, which is huge. I hate getting tools and not needing them, but then they expire. So stupid, but I'm happy it's here. Season points from session battles and dead time are no longer issued as a timed points, but have sealed points in the are tied to the current season, so you can hold on to them as long as you want, but at the end of the season they're going away anyways. Just click on them and use them. Now, to change the copy of a location by transition, you need to wait 30 seconds or die. Also, bubbles are placed on the location which are aimed at changing copies of locations. Added models of ammo laying on the ground. The SIG-P paint has been updated. I'm not worried about those. And that is the end of it. So, some big changes, and I love to see it. Our plan for these next couple videos, I don't know yet, but there you will be seeing probably a couple more a week than normal if I have time to do them, just because I'm excited for the season to explore all of it. We'll do a video on the 2 weeks that we have to do the quest line. I'll start working on that tonight after we get some stuff done around the house. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you are excited for this season. I think I'm most excited for the MK-47. Probably going to be disappointed, but I am so excited for it. So until next time, guys, we'll see you later.